So this video is going to talk about making a quiz bank and then making quizzes so then you can easily modify quizzes. So we'll start. I'll just click into my forensics class. We'll click on quizzes on the left hand side. And the easiest way to do this is actually to make question banks. So we're going to click on here and manage a question bank. And you see I have a bunch that are made, but you can also add a question bank, so we'll just do that. We'll add a question bank. And that's what we'll call it. Okay. Now we open this. It's going to ask you, you can add questions, you could show your details once you kind of made them, so I like to click on that, but add a question. You have all your types, multiple choice, so we'll just say test 2, 1 here, and then you put your correct answer. You could change your correct answer to any of these by clicking on it, and that'll show that. So we'll say this is 1. Doesn't really matter what our answers are. You can also delete questions. So let's update the questions. There's question 1. You can also assign point values if you go back in. Point value 1 points, whatever, 0 points, whatever you want to do. I would just make sure you always hit update question. Okay. So once you have your question bank made, you just go back to, let's go back to quizzes. And then if you want to make a new quiz, name your quiz. Quiz 1, whatever it is. You can put your directions in here. You have all of your data, whether you want shuffle answers, time limits, all that kind of stuff. And then when you go to add your questions, you're going to hit find questions. And we're going to try to find our most recent test bank, which is usually at the bottom. So you'd click on that. And then you can select whichever questions you want. And then you hit add questions. And it will show. Okay. Now, if you, there's two ways you do this. You can either modify each question right from here, and it won't change the original question bank question, so it'll just be modified just on your modified quiz. Or, if you want, you can go back to your question bank and make a modified question bank as well. So that's kind of your option. But if I went in here, and let's say I had to modify this, and I had to, let's just say, bold this or whatever, right? And then I update that question, that would then be modified. Okay. There's one other way you can actually copy a quiz, and I'll just show you really, really briefly. So let's just hit save here. So that quiz would be worth 1 point. It would have all my questions, and that's how you would do it. If you wanted to copy a quiz, let's say you didn't have a question bank, you just wanted to replicate a quiz that maybe the regular teacher made and you're just going to modify it from there. It's a little convoluted, but you go to settings. So when you're on settings, you're going to go to import course content. So for importing course content, you would want to copy a Canvas course, select the course. So we're going to copy from my forensic science course into my forensic science course. And then what you're going to want to do is hit select specific content and hit import. Now it's going to ask you to select what content. So you'd click select content. You want to hit this drop down, say to the quiz. And then if that's the only one you want to copy, that's what you would hit. Now you can only do this once. If you do it a second time, it will start to overwrite those quizzes that you sent in. So test quiz 1, you would have 2 of them, and then if you try doing it a second copy, it would just overwrite it. So let's say if we hit this, right, this will run through. So after you wait for that to queue and run through, you'll see that it hits completed. It says completed. You're going to go back to quizzes. If we scroll down, you'll see you have 2. And then you can rename, let's say this is the modified one. You can label that B or modified or whatever it is. You'd be able to go back into your questions and then start modifying it there. Okay, so you can either use question banks or you can make a quiz and then copy that quiz and start modifying right on there. Like I said, if you modify right here on in the quiz itself, it will not change the question bank question. So any modifications that you do directly on the quiz will not change the question bank. Hope this helps.